Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding areas. We have two marvelous guests on today. Cruising with Mary Lemay. She has her own TV show. There you go, Mary. And then we have
Brant The Medium.
Brant, okay.
He won't remember.
No, I won't remember. That's why I have a co-host.
Don't take it personally.
No worries.
Okay. Wait, Brant, what's his last name? Okay.
He said the medium, so we're going to go with that.
Oh, but all right. Okay. And welcome aboard, you two.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Mary got called at the last week because I misunderstood what you said on Facebook, but you're here, and that's the main thing. And we love having people here. So, Mary, with your show, how's it going?
It's going good. Yesterday, I wish I had a little bit more time. People, like I told them, you can still call in, but you won't see me unless you go on live. And I had calls coming in, and I couldn't get to the last one. That's why I says call next week, and we'll finish up what we had left.
Did you have Pauline on?
Yeah, I had Pauline.
So that you did a good job. Mary and I don't go
We
way
do.
back. She was my bodyguard.
Yeah.
I could
way
start
back.
a fight, she'd be the
We
one.
were friends for over 30 years,
Yeah?
or better.
So, yeah. Well, I'm only 34 now.
Yeah, me too.
No, it's still over 30 years.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I got to send out a shout out to congratulations to my granddaughter Selena. She graduates from high school.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
deal.
it really is, because we didn't think she was going to do it. But she's one of these people that can never study, open a book, but she just looks at it once and she can get it. Where other people, like you and I have to study, right?
Sometimes.
And so,
Brant.
Brent, how long have you been doing what you're doing?
So I've been really putting myself out there since the beginning of the year, but I've been studying for the last 3.5 years with a number of different teachers.
Excellent, excellent.
So, are you allowing your spirits to work with you?
Yes. Initially this wasn't something I kind of set out to do. This was more along the lines of I lost my mom to stage 4 breast cancer, and that really just awoken a number of different abilities within me. I've always been intuitive as a kid.
Yeah.
I would pick up the phone and I'd know who it was before it even rang. They're like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "I just knew." It just wasn't. It was just natural from that standpoint. But it was only the loss of my mom that I started, seeing things and hearing things and kind of questioning: is this real? Am I losing it? Are they coming for me with a brand new jacket with long sleeves and lots of buckles? And am I going to be taken away? But I had the blessing of spirit, essentially. I kept getting notified of a grief seminar to take with John Holland and with David Kessler.
Good for you.
And while I was there, I just happened to be looking at my folder, and he was up on stage, and he's just doing one of these. I kind of look up, and I see him, and I'm like, "Have we ever met before?" "No." "Have you ever seen any of my Dems?" "No." "Do you know who I am?" "Well, I know who you are, but no, I've never seen you." He's like, "Interesting. We're going to have a conversation later." So he ended up calling me, or we ended up talking later, and he directed me to Circles Wisdom, where I met the very fabulous Lauren Rainbow.
Yes.
And I've been studying with her, and
I've studied with Lauren.
she's fabulous.
Yeah.
She's really allowed me to harness my abilities and my gift, and I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to study with her.
For some reason, she and I do not connect on that, but that's okay. It's for the spirit. We just don't connect. And that's okay. She does her thing, I do my thing. And,
That's okay.
we each go our own path.
Right.
If we all were on the same boat, wouldn't that be boring?
Of course it would. I mean, every medium has a different ability, and some of us will see better or hear better and feel better. And it's, I think, the different dynamics which allow us to really be able to really come together. Because when we work together, we can do amazing things.
Yes.
And that's right. And the one thing I'm looking at you, and we're very interested, so this is with your permission, of course. Your mother is very proud of you.
Thank you.
She loves that you finally opened up your intuitive spirit.
Well, thank you.
Did your mother also have intuitive energy?
I think it runs in the family. My grandmother was always very, I don't know, my grandmother has more of the dreams, the psychic dreams, and,
Right.
and the memories of that, and certain events that would always happen and come into place. My mom was very big into Ghost Whisperer, and I never really understood why. And it was only afterwards I'm like, oh, that must be why. So I think she was. I don't think she really knew how to kind of work with it at the time.
Right, and she really didn't want to. She wanted to push it off down onto you and make it your responsibility to learn.
Well, I don't think it was even a push. It was more
That's
for
what I'm
her.
saying, yeah.
For her, it was I just don't think she ever knew how to grow into it. And for me, it was more of I just happened to grow into it. I think it's a lot of luck that way.
I think your mom had a choice. I don't think you did. One way or another, you were gonna.
Yeah, I
gonna
kind
You
of
were
have to
gonna
agree.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good thing.
And your mother had, but back when your mother was growing or whatever, it wasn't acceptable. Okay.
To some extent, I
Yeah.
would say probably, but we didn't have the resources like we do today that were back then.
Right.
It was
Right.
it's always
The best teachers in the world are your spirits within you.
correct.
Okay, you can go online. You can take all the wisdom. You can learn from her. You can learn from my troublemaking rebel over here, or whatever. But and you can take all the books, but all that knowledge. But the best thing that comes from here, and you have to, it's okay to have that, like go to college and get your degree in counseling. Okay, then you learn on your own how to. You don't have to follow what the book says.
Right.
So you're doing a lot more than what you're incredibly gifted.
Oh, thank you.
And believe me, if I didn't think so, I'm not bashful. And I heard a lot without meaning to, but you have an incredible gift. And you haven't even touched the iceberg of it yet.
Not even.
It's a partnership. I can't take all the responsibility or all the credit for what I do because if it wasn't for Spirit, I wouldn't be able to even do the work I'm doing.
To give you a high five
Absolutely.
on that, because you named that how
Absolutely. It is not us at all. It is all spirit.
we always say we're the instrument and tool.
Right.
I love it when these people come in and they say, I'm a healer. And then I say to them, no, you're not.
It's a partnership. It's truly a partnership, and without a partnership, you're not be able to deliver anything. And even when you're saying, we go to school, like I've been studying for 3.5 years, and I've really worked to make sure that the work that I'm doing is honorable to Spirit and working to be the best of my ability that I can. I don't want to
That's
be
good.
out in the world and not doing the best work for myself, for Spirit, for anybody, because
Right.
what value does that have?
Right.
Your spirit is telling you that the education you have is great. It's one that have people. Now they want you to work on your own without the education.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like I've graduated, or at least I will be.
Right.
I'm finishing up my mentorship this year with Mavis Patilla, who's from the Arthur Findlay College, and that's kind of like, all right, you've done you've graduated. You now have to go out into the world, do an internship, do a real job,
Right.
and then we'll go back for whatever grad school is, which will probably be actually going to Arthur Findlay at some point.
I would love to go to Arthur
I would love
Findlay.
to,
It is
too.
a dream of mine.
What's up?
Arthur Findlay. I want to. It's a
But
dream.
do some training. Use your own insight now. Okay, that's the most important part. Like I said, you can have. I have no formal training. And all mine is coming from the spirit.
Mhm.
And I think for me, that's what works for me. You can have. I will never tell you stop getting education because you can never get too much.
Right.
But it's all how you work with it.
Correct.
Right.
Okay. And like we had a woman that came in and did a reading. She says, "Oh, if I'm not sure, I go back to my book and look up the reading part of it." And I went, whoa.
With the client sitting
With
there.
the client.
Then
Yeah.
you should not be doing professional readings at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Period. No
If
discussion.
you have to look at a book to do your reading, then you're not ready to do it.
Right.
Well, Lauren, when I first got started out, that's how I started, was writing into a book, and Lauren said, "Give me that." I'm like, "You took my book away." She's like, "You can do this,"
Right.
and that's we have to start somewhere. But yeah, if you don't practice and graduate,
But I think that's one of the reasons I loved studying with Lauren is she makes you do it with spirit. You don't use a textbook. You don't use she teaches you to connect to spirit and let spirit be your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And that I respect so much because there are so many teachers out there that say, oh, this means this. Well, that's not true for you. It might be true for you, but it's not true,
Right.
And Lauren helps bring that out in you. And I think that's the beauty. One of the things I loved about working with her is I got to develop my own style and tools and techniques. And,
When I do aura coloring, I look at your colors of your aura. She may have a different version for each color, and I might have a different version.
right.
It's all in how we look at it. It's all
Right.
how we perceive it. When our spirit tells, like, Brant for me always represents a lot of healing energy. But if it's a dark red, then I get a little worried about it and say, look, this is what you got to do to take care of the darkness the dark red you may have.
Correct.
Okay. By the way, one of the links is sitting right behind you.
One of the what?
One of the links we have in the corner there.
Oh.
She's sitting right behind you, and that means she trusts you.
Well, that's good.
Right? We have several that come in and go, come and go. Mary, they also enjoy your show.
Thank you. They're welcome.
Mary, were you watching the day that people were calling in? They were asking us about the black cat on the set. And
Yes.
there was no cat,
Yeah.
but people at
It-
home
it was-
saw it.
Yeah,
It
like
was
4 or
in
5
and it
of
was
them.
gone.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
gone.
you saw it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
I mean, that was weird because
Yeah.
obviously we didn't, we can't have a cat on set. But like you said, 4 or 5 people called in to
Yeah.
ask about the cat on set.
Yeah, you could see it.
That I wish I had seen that because I never saw that.
No, and I didn't either. I guess it wasn't meant for us.
Right, it wasn't meant for us, but
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Are you also an animal communicator?
Not really, although I did have a corgi one time come up and lay at my feet, and I just looked at it and said, "Hi, puppy," and it kind of wagged its tail, and then it told me its name, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to ask somebody, did anybody have a corgi? And somebody actually, they did, and whatever the name was, it wasn't exact, but it was close. It was like, if I said Carmen, it was like
Carmine.
Carmine or,
Right, very-
or
right.
cordial or something.
Right.
It wasn't a very common name, but that's the only time I can actually say an animal actually spoke to me.
Yeah. More and more, though,
Yeah.
animals are just talking
You
to
are
me. It's not even something I
actually going to
pursue.
be doing a lot of
I
animal
have one will
communication
talk to
on
me.
stage.
Me?
My white one.
Brant.
Brant. Okay. Sorry about that, but
That's
that's
okay.
You have so many powerful spiritual gifts that there are going to be times when you're going to be mind boggled. Which way should I go? Should I go this way? Should I go that way? Should I go this way or that way? You haven't even touched the testing part of it, trust me when I say that. And believe me, the spirits do love to test.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, there's times
Right.
where it comes in already.
Every day it's a test,
Yeah.
but it's going to be more. And I like the test. You're going to get a lot of dreams that's going to be, wow, what am I doing? What's going on here? And like that. And then you're going to have to weigh out which one is a negative dream and which one is a positive dream.
Right.
Okay? And when you really start getting good, your mother says that she'll help you with it.
She already does.
Yeah, okay.
She already does.
Did your dad also pass?
He did, actually.
Okay, they're together.
They are.
And they're very close together.
That would be a surprise.
Well, in the spiritual world, that things do happen and change.
This
But
is
they're
true.
both looking out for your best interest. Okay. Do you have a sister?
I do not.
Are you an only child?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay. Are you're not estranged from you have a brother then, obviously.
I do.
And you're not estranged from
No.
You have a good relationship, right?
Average, we'll call
Well,
it.
people think that's one thing I want people to understand out there in TV land. You don't have to be huggy wuggy or close and all that, because I'm willing to bet your brother is going to be there if you ever need him,
He is.
and
He-
you're going to
he
be
does
there
say
if he
that.
ever needs you. And it doesn't have to be all that. You know what I'm saying? People
I
think
hear
that-
what you're saying, yeah.
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 You don't have to be see each other every day.
Right.
You don't have to.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
You know.
Sorry, I'm just kidding, siblings. Just kidding. All 6 of you, I'm kidding.
You don't have to call anybody every day or anything else. It's just when you call, you call.
Oh, speaking of siblings, and this must be why it came up, I just want to publicly thank Spirit for keeping my brother and his wife safe. They are in London. They were close by, but they're safe, and I want to thank Spirit for that. And
Amen,
thank
and
my brother
blessing.
for letting us know.
Amen. This attack in London, how sad. And a lot of this let them, what do they call it, bodies, right? The cops, the police. Let them wear guns. Let them wear, something
Some
to
of them
defend
do it,
themselves.
some
I
don't.
don't
know
know.
why they don't let all of them happen.
all,
It works for them. So
Only some of them.
but
Stop
it works
working
for
now.
it works for them. They have their way of doing things. It works for them, but
I still see, and I want to see, I still see something about the Madison Avenue subway.
Mhm.
I still see a bomb there. I've been seeing this for a long time.
Well, way before 9/11,
Right.
people have been trying to bomb the
Yeah,
New
and
York
I've seen
subway,
they're finally
so
gonna
that's
do
been
that,
a
okay?
thing.
And the one down by going near the Washington Capitol, I still see that, okay? And San Francisco's the one that the biggest scares me the most. Because there's part of San Francisco bridge there that's going to be blown up. Then on this side going into San Francisco, I'm seeing one whole big piece taken out. Can you imagine how that would tie up the...
Well, that happened when the San Francisco earthquake happened.
Yeah,
The-
and this is going to be...
Right.
even
No,
worse.
but no, people have been saying that for years. Even people in
Yeah.
San Francisco have been warning that exact thing will happen, and it won't necessarily be terrorism or a bomb. It could be another
They're sinking
earthquake. Or,
slowly.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
I'm
every
actually
2
looking-
years, it's like 2 inches. They
Yeah,
they
it's
keep
scary.
I'm
blowing.
actually looking at it shaking now,
Yeah.
so it could be within the
Yeah.
next 5 years.
yeah,
What do
they're
you
they're
think?
expecting a huge
Yeah.
one.
I-
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a big one when it does come.
Yeah, and I'm going to pray for love and light in that
That's
everybody's
what we
safe.
can do. That's
And-
what we
and
need
that's
to
what
do.
we do
Yeah,
whenever-
That's what we do here. you know.
Well, what
so we
I
can
do.
avoid it, you know.
Right.
Everything is, but the biggest fear is the earthquake, the rumbling earthquake over by that. What's that famous Fountain of Youth, Yellowstone Park?
Old Faithful.
Oh, Faithful, that's the one. That's the scariest part. So we gotta all of us get together. We gotta try to see if we can keep that submerged so it
Yeah,
doesn't
because the
happen.
scientists are saying that's about ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's what did I just watched a whole documentary on it like a month ago. It's like 10 years past when they thought it was
Yeah.
going to happen. So when it happens, it's going to be a big deal.
Well, what we say, and I think you would agree with it, Bert. Hey, I gotta say, buddy.
Did you know him, Brant?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hey, I did some big words the other day that I had to read. I go, Lori, I did another big word. And yeah, I was in a beautiful home. And the sad part is this young man who owns the home, he inherited the home and the finances. The sad part, he has no respect for money. He says, I could care less about money. I said, you know what, pal? You could lose it overnight.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to speak to him because I don't know that that's necessarily a sad thing. You know, money is a tool.
I mean, he's a happy-go-lucky guy, but he spends it like, like if he won a new Mercedes, like he just got, he'll go out and buy one. So,
Okay,
you know,
but
stuff
he has
like
the
this.
money to do that.
Yeah,
So
but
God
what I'm
bless him.
saying is he
Yeah.
needs to also appreciate the value of what he has. He's never had to. Okay,
Okay, see,
And,
now
I'd
it's
like to
different.
be able to have that, not having to worry about money, wouldn't you?
I trying to have actually I have a good relationship with money. I think you know I've always been able to balance what it is that I need versus what it is that I want.
Yeah.
I've been very blessed, I think, in that regard. As I've worked in IT in a career for 20-something years, so I've been able to balance, and I have a finance background, so that helps. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, he's single, folks. Are you dating?
No, not at the moment.
Well, we
Here
know
we
a
go.
matchmaker.
Yeah, we got,
Yeah, she's really good.
Really?
Yeah, she does a lot of great events.
Yeah,
You
we
only
have
have to-
matchmakers, and
Yeah.
hopefully you can make the event we have in October. I'll let you know more about it. And it's for a new charity called Healing for Healthy Paws.
Yes, very
Yeah,
good. You
got it
remembered your own charity's name.
right. You know, I have to smoke a little bit more to make it get right.
That's going good.
You know, but the one thing I'm with Mary,
Yes.
I have to tell you that your dad wasn't really a jerk, wasn't he? But he wants your forgiveness.
I can't do it.
Okay.
Not until I'm ready.
No, that's what I'm saying. When
Yeah.
you're ready, I always tell people, don't do it for them, but do it for yourself
I'm not
when
right.
the time is ready.
Right, it has
You agree
nothing to
that?
do with them.
That's like when you may have a best friend that may be online, and they want your forgiveness. Like, I have learned myself the hard way. If I don't mean it, I'm not gonna do it.
No.
You agree with that?
Yeah, there's what is it? The 4 agreements.
Yes.
I'm really trying to live by that. It's hard to sometimes not take things personally, but what I'm really good at and really stringent about is making sure I keep my word. I really try to be solid with that.
I think keeping your word, being honest with it, I think it's an awesome, incredible thing. Even in my drinking days, and believe me, I drink a lot, so but I think it's important, even then, to honor what we say we're going to do. You agree,
Absolutely.
And I don't accept excuses. Even if they're dying, if they get an appointment, they still come see me anyway. They can
So
hold
you're
the
a jerk.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking because
Yeah. If you die and come and see me, then die after. No, folks, I'm
not
only
at
kidding.
his house, and it's spiritualvisionary.net for the nasty emails. Okay.
No, folks. My biggest problem when people don't call and they don't show, like if you make an appointment with a client, I'm sure you
Right.
must have run into it before.
Not yet.
Well,
Not yet.
Have you ever run into it?
Maybe once. No.
Mine are mostly like when you do the. That's why I'm learning not to do freebies
I told
anymore.
you.
You know, I had to learn that because I do a lot of, as Mary knows, I would do a lot of freebie readings and stuff, or a lot of spiritual counseling. Oh well, he doesn't care, and then they don't call, and it's not really that often, but it's enough to aggravate you when you plan on something. You know?
Right.
Well, it's just thoughtless.
Yeah.
If you make
You
plans.
get a passport?
I'm sorry?
You got a passport?
It's up for renewal.
You better hurry and renew it. And I see you going to England to do a show.
Well, that-
Go to Arthur Finley.
We'll
There you go.
see. We'll see. I do need to renew it though for other reasons, but it's one of those things.
You
I
really
have
don't
to-
have a lot of confidence in yourself yet.
It's not a question of confidence. It's a
I'm
question
telling
of
you that you will be. It's not going to be right away, but I'm going to tell you within the next 3 years you're going to be
Well, that I
doing a
can
show
see.
in England.
that. I can-
Oh no! People think that when we do reading, that's all going to happen right away. You know better than
Oh, I know better than that. I've watched other people that have been, working at this, and again, this Spirit's only going to put in line with you the opportunities that you're going to be ready for. If you're not ready for it, and
You're not gonna
they're not going to open those
And
doors.
if you try to, I was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic. Okay, I was going to go with a friend of mine who's a bishop, and all of a sudden you've heard us talk about Mary Lemay at Mary Lemay.
That's
You know
Mary
Mary
Lemay.
Lemay?
That's Mary.
That's another.
Oh,
no,
okay.
another-
I'm like, wait, what's the time?
She
That's
lived
Mary
in
Lemay.
Goffstown.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she was a reader too.
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you,
Yeah, I
when
heard
she
of her.
spoke and I didn't listen, let me tell you, she's not above letting her spirit be known to me. She's one of my spiritual guy. And I said, I want to go to the DS. She said, you're not going. And I go, why? She said, because. I said, you're not. I go, oh, okay. And to find out I didn't go because I was going to be going for the wrong reasons. I was looking to go and glorify myself, and that's a real bad reason. Believe me,
Right.
I used to have a guilt. I mean, I had well, you would never believe that,
Never
of course.
believe it. Ever.
I used to have an ego that used to be way out here until the Spirit said, what do you think you're doing? In fact, one of the people that I know, Jane Schultz, she was a reader. I don't know what she's doing now. I look her up. And she said, when you going to drop that ego and let me take that gold sword out of your back so you can do what you're supposed to be doing?
There you go.
That was a hit to my pride, as you
Yeah.
know. I'm a triple Leo, so that big. Right. But I really do see you're really going to do a lot more than you realize. But don't become impatient with it.
Well, patience is something I'm working on. It's definitely, but that's always been me as a kid. I'm very big picture, and I get a lot of tunnel vision, especially when I'm doing projects. I get very detail oriented, and sometimes I get lost in that. So,
And the more impatient you get, the longer it's going to for you.
oh, of course.
Because believe me, I can see a lot of that with me. Were you ever impatient?
No, I don't. That's not part of who I am.
Mary, let's talk about your show and how your show's doing and what's happening with it.
It's good. I think it's starting to pick up. Like I said, I wish I had a little bit more time
And
yesterday.
you might want to check this if they can.
Yeah, because yesterday, I thought yesterday was good because I had people calling in, and I couldn't get to everybody, calling in. So if she has time next week, then we'll finish it off. Next week, the second half, I call it.
Pauline.
Yeah,
Yep. Nope.
yeah,
I know.
Pauline. I'd love to have you guys on my show
Yeah.
together. I really would.
We'll have to find a
We'll have to
Tuesday.
find a
when
Tuesday
that-
when we can do it.
Yeah.
I really would.
And he would be good on your show.
Yes, yes. I mean, like I said,
Well,
everybody's
one
always
of the-
welcome on my show.
Thank you.
One thing I want you to get more known.
You want me to get more known? Well, I'm leaving that up to them.
Well, this is part of you getting known.
Okay.
Okay, because I know you're good at what you do.
Thank you.
Okay, but this is what I do with the people that I want. We really push a lot for people to get known, and really try to tell people don't hold yourself back so much. And this is, I think, what you're not. There's no thing as making a mistake. It's all learning.
Right.
And
Right.
as you pointed out, it's a partnership. They don't
Yeah.
want to have to prod you.
Right.
They want you to work together.
Well, even today was, the door kind of open, and I'm like, all right, I have other stuff I should be doing, but this is Spirit opening a door, so I better walk through. So
There you go. That's
you have to, when they
exactly it.
present the opportunities, you have to be sure that you're working for Spirit.
Exactly.
Oh, always. Even though I have people who don't always like or want it, the one thing that we have to learn is people want to hear what they want to hear, and I don't do that. I read what they need to hear.
He definitely doesn't do that, but neither do I.
No.
Our delivery's a little different, but neither one of us tells them
No.
what they want to hear.
And you don't tell them what they want to hear, you tell them what they need to hear.
I mean, whether you deliver what you can,
Yeah.
not everyone's going to accept what you
no.
provide, and you have to be understanding with that. All I try to do is work with Spirit to deliver what they're telling me.
Right.
If you can own that, great. If you can't own that, I don't want to force it down your throat either.
Right.
Oh, no.
Right.
And it's all going to be, if it feels right. If not, then see what happens.
But you'll have somebody sit in front of you and go, no, no, no. And then they'll call or email and go, oh my God, I just realized everything you said was right. you know?
Yeah,
That's
you had
happened
told me it
twice to
it's
me.
there.
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
One of the things that I will always tell people is that don't ever expect me to be 100%.
Right.
Or anybody.
Or anybody.
Right.
When a reader says that they're 100%, then I tell other people,
Go
"Don't walk
to
away.
someone else.
Go to somebody else.
Because
you know?
nobody's 100% ever.
If I always feel, even if I get energy and I can read the person, but if I feel that energy and I don't think they're quite capable of handling what I'm going to read to them, I will advise them to go somewhere else.
Right.
Because if we're all about money, then we're in the wrong field.
Right.
And that's true in anything in life. And that's where money is a tool, not something that you put before everything else.
One of the things that I am seeing is that we've got a lot, like I was reading in the paper there, and Al was saying, we got a lot more devastation coming to this country.
Yes.
We got to turn, as a light worker or whatever, and Mary, we got to turn this, we can turn it.
Well, we can't keep abusing our mother
No,
and not
that's it.
expect her to get angry.
Right.
You know?
But
We
then
all-
also,
you know?
there's a lot of people seem to be awakening in New England.
Yes.
Right.
It's unreal. Like there's got to be something that's going to be
Yeah.
coming along this way.
If we can, I remember I don't know if you know who Billy Graham is. He was a great-
Where?
I went to one of his meetings with he was at Boston Gardens, and then he was at the Fenway, and he said this, and I always, New England is the coldest area to reach people. He said, if you can reach the New England people, then you know you're right on base with it. He said it took him a lot of years to get through to these people. And look what's happened. The awakening is waking in New England. And if we could just say, look, folks, you don't have to be angry at each other.
Right.
And I'm learning a lot of lessons. Oh, I am so proud of myself. I am learning all these people. We went to Walmart. I was polite to the people up there.
Good, about time.
Oh. And then we went to Blake. I actually taught a little lesson at Blake's for these people.
You taught a lesson?
Yes,
What
I
lesson?
did. I said, I could be. I said, I'm one of the hardest people to please in a restaurant. I'm not the first one to admit that. But I said, one of the biggest things that you can accomplish with any client, any customer that comes to you, is have a nice smile and make them feel wanted. I said, I guarantee when you make these customers feel wanted and that you make them feel special, instead of a $2 tip, you may get a $5 tip.
Right.
But I said, it's all, if you have a bad personality and they don't, and you think that they're doing you a service by waiting on you, you're going to get nowhere. Okay? And I am probably one of the hardest people to please in a restaurant. I want everything on separate plates.
I'll agree with that.
It's
And,
difficult.
yeah, but everybody's doing well. But if we can, and they thank me for it actually, even the Magic Cube, because there again, that's part of smiling and part of. If you don't like the job, maybe you have to be there for a reason. But be an actress or be an actor and pretend you do like it and make the best money and make the client
I had a
happy.
boss tell me that probably 30 years ago. And she always said, when you're in, you're on. You smile, you're courteous, you're helpful no matter what's going on in your life.
Keep it to yourself.
Right. That's not the client's or the customer's issue.
That's what I say. You know, if you take whatever you fight with your partner, whatever, and you bring it to work, you're taking it out on the people who's there waiting. They don't want that.
Yeah, we have a bartender at a restaurant we go to a lot, and she's a nice girl, but she is such a Debbie Downer. Every time you talk to her, it's like, oh, this terrible thing has happened, and this bad thing has happened. Even when something good is happening, she's like, oh, but then it'll be over.
You don't want to hear that.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't pay money to go and hear somebody's troubles.
Yeah.
I was at CNC and they found out I was a reader, right? They're going to remove my gallbladder, so, take extra shit to remove. And this lady and tell me all her troubles about her boyfriend. And about I said, am I going to get paid for talking to you? What do you mean? I said, I got to pay the hospital for me being at that surgery. He said, am I going to get paid for you telling me all your troubles and want to know what your future's going to be like? I said, because if I am, then I want $175 an hour. Boy, she went out the door.
well, always people have come up to me, strangers, they tell me their life story, and I now realize what a blessing it is. It took me a long time to realize that it was a blessing. But there comes a point where I say, I get X amount of dollars an hour. You can book an appointment, but right now I'm on a date with my man, or I'm out to dinner with my family, or whatever it is, and I'm not working right now.
Yeah.
Brent, do you have a website?
I do. It's www.brantthemedium.com.
Nice.
And do you have a phone number on that?
I do. I can give it to you now, too.
Sure.
978-391-9779.
And do you have any upcoming events where they can see you?
I do. This weekend, I will be at New Hampshire Metaphysical for the Psychic Fair this Saturday, running from 10 to 5 out of Londonderry, New Hampshire. And then I will be doing I never get this stated right, Winnikenny Castle out of Haverhill on June 29th. And then I will also be doing a gallery out of New Hampshire Metaphysical on June 28th.
Excellent.
Oh, July 28th. Sorry, July 28th. So those are the kind of coming up. So if you don't get the opportunity to see me at the Psychic Fair, you'll have plenty of opportunity to kind of see me in a couple of other events.
Do you want to do a mini reading on one of us? Just show them what you do, or no? Yeah, you don't have to. Just.
Yeah, we can probably in a second or so. I haven't quite tuned in yet, so we kind of focus on this.
No, this is what my biggest problem. I could, I'm not bragging. Please don't.
No.
But I know a lot of people have to wait to be tuned in, or like you just said, or whatever. With me, I don't know. I could go down the street and I could see stuff.
But you never shut it off.
No.
Right.
See, I do, because I don't want to know Mary's business if she has not asked me to.
Well, I do.
I was going to ask you guys that. How do you tune yourself off and on?
Actually,
When
I
you're-
have never learned how.
It's just intent.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
more off than I'm on, to be honest, because
Right.
I'm usually I'm in a corporate office doing my day job, so I don't have time to be talking to Spirit, and most of the time Spirit's not actually there wandering around like, oh, can you go talk to my daughter down the road there while she's doing her finances? I'm like,
Yeah.
they're not usually there because they know better as well. We sometimes, I think, forget Spirit is intelligent, but with with that, there are a lot of people that don't, they're just, I guess, not aware. I mean, like I said, I'm off more than I'm on. I actually have to say, all right, if there's anybody here, let's start talking and let's start working it out.
And that's pretty much what I do, because I don't want to know everybody's business. They have a right to their privacy. They have not given me
That's
permission to touch in, and I'm not going to do it. Just like if you came to me and wanted to know about your, niece's ex-boyfriend, I'm not going to tell you anything because I don't have his permission. Or I have, if
I like that.
Someone
That's
comes
a
to me
good
and wants to
idea.
know if their partner's cheating on them, I tell them they're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's why I asked you if you with your permission.
That's a good idea. And they can't come back at you and say, hey, it ain't true.
Patty Pigmy actually said, did you ask their permission? I go, what? Wait a minute, I'm the great Norman. I don't have to ask permission. But then I went and got home and I thought about it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't have the right to invade on their privacy.
Yeah, and I know too many psychics, mediums, whatever they want to call themselves, spiritualists, that they invade everybody's privacy. And I just
Right.
think that is incredibly
That's what
morally
they got
wrong.
What is
Yeah.
it, Brooklyn, New York? Now they got the LA
Yeah.
circuit.
I
They
don't
got
watch
the
that
one-
stuff.
I don't either, because to me, they got people's privacy, and they're going into stores. There could be other people in there
Well,
that didn't want it.
What's happening on TV? We have to. I don't think we don't see the behind the scenes.
Right.
People have been prepped.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
wearing
Oh, absolutely.
microphones. So
Yeah.
Right.
people kind of take for granted that the Long Island medium's actually going up and saying, "Hey, I got your mom here and everything." And when the truth is like they already been prepped for that. So we already
And
know.
then I
what's
agree
going
with
on.
that
But
much,
I
too.
think the presentation is flawed because it makes people think that that's what she's
I
doing.
agree.
And so it makes her look unethical, whether she is or not. That's the perception when she goes up to random strangers and starts blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and we know it. That's like I go to Market Basket, and I'll get all these urges, and I'll walk over to them, and I'll say, I just have a message for you. May I give you your message that's coming from Spirit? They're either going to say no or they're going to say yes. And, and I'm not. And one lady says, if I say no, are you going to be offended? I go, absolutely not. If I'm going to be offended at everybody that says no, then you're offended all the
Right.
time. No.
Right.
I'm
And
thinking
that would be ego. I mean, that would be your ego.
And I don't want to
not-
ever, because I did have, I learned the hard way. Ego was not a cool thing to work with.
Right.
I thought it was at one time.
No. It's
You
a
know.
tool. It's not it's meant to run your life. It's
You have to have a little bit of an ego in order to do what you're doing.
I've been
What?
thinking about that. You say that a lot, and I have to say I disagree because
Okay.
I think about all the monks, all the spiritual teachers around the world that don't have an ego at all. They just sit quietly, mind their own business. They don't get involved, and they give the most profound messages. And I think the rest of us, this is why I was thinking about it, it was from my context, the rest of us think we need to have that to be something. And I think that's ego messing with us.
The reason I say ego is, I don't mean to be, that Joseph Cylinder, he plays a didgeridoo,
Yep.
and he's the one that actually taught me this. He said, in order to have, and I learned this from AA when I used to go to AA, then you have to have confidence in yourself. So
Yes.
that's where I look at the
Confidence,
word.
yes.
That's where the ego part comes in.
Right.
Did I blow it out of proportion when I went through it? I had when I first started my TV show, I can always remember I was on commercials. Actually, I've been doing it for 17 years. And I had several people on Wednesday, and I was doing my thing, making sure my hair was all prepped, and doing everything. You know how I love my hair, right?
uh-huh.
All of a sudden, I was looking in the mirror, and the mirror looks at me and says, who the hell do you think you are? I'm like, whoa. I'm looking around, and I said, why? I'm the greatest. And he says again, who the hell do you think you are? And I went, well, I told him, he said, you're nothing. I can take this away from you.
Yeah.
Would you like me to do that? I go, no. And he said, so what are you going to do when you go out? They go, what are you going to do when you go out? Become humble. That's the key. That's what he was looking for, that spirit, okay? When Mary can tell you, I did have a hell of an ego at one time, huh, Mary?
You sure did.
And,
You calmed down a lot.
yeah. And so I went out and I said to everybody, I have a message to say to all you people. And they're all looking at, here we go again. And one of the people turned on and said, I have a confession to make. This is and it was hard. But I said, I have to let go of my ego, and I want to take everybody out there, and always remember that we're only the tool. So this is what I said. I said, I'm only a tool. Without Angie does you, because it was and a couple of other people were on. Well, Matt was one of them and all that. Without the guests and without the people watching the show, I would be nothing. And one of the ones said, you heard that, folks? You heard this? And they were all in shock.
Yeah.
But you know what? I felt better. I really did. Then I had a radio show. It was a radio show that I'm not too proud of today, let me tell you. And it was a radio show that was very unfiltered. And then when I let it go, and I woke up on a Saturday morning, it was like a whole new beginning had started for me. So I guess the reason I'm telling this story is sometimes we have to let go of everything in order to build something back up.
Right.
You
It's
know?
tough sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not easy. When you're as prideful man as I am, of course I'm only 34. But,
No, only 34.
And when you're as prideful as I am, then you know, it hurts, but then I've also learned to become very humble with it. You know? And I think, are you humble?
I think so. Do you
think so
try
or
to.
no so?
Huh?
Do you think so or no so?
You know, I think that we're always challenged with that in our daily lives. I mean, but usually what ends up happening is if my mind kind of goes to that, then it's like, all right, you know what? It goes back to the whole thing. Can't do it alone.
Right.
I can't do it alone. And so long as we're always remembering that, you know, you're going to be fine. It's when you start saying, nope, it's all me. No, it's not.
Exactly.
Linda Tromley, do you know her?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know.
Well, she's a beautiful friend of mine.
Yeah.
And she says to me, why do you read from your ego? Why don't you really read from your heart?
Yeah.
And I'm going, I'm reading from my ego? She says, yeah.
A lot of people do. It's sad.
She said, you're a great reader once you start reading from your heart. So I've had, you know, folks, if you think that any of us didn't do this overnight,
Of course not.
and it doesn't work. You can take 100 million classes. You can teach 100 million classes. And I'm willing to bet every time you teach something, there's always going to be something different in it. Am I correct?
Every time.
And like you can take 100 million, and there'll always be something different. It's what you have inside of you and what Spirit wants you to use. Like Mary is using her TV show to express to people. You know, she is you like homemade baked beans?
No, but my grandmother makes a great set. She used to make it with a crock.
Yeah.
Ceramic crock.
Yeah, I take a week to do mine.
Really?
And she brings it to the event and then gone immediately.
Yeah, they're gone. Within a half
Right.
hour, 45
Yeah.
minutes, they're gone.
Right.
And I
Wow.
bring two of them,
Wow.
two big ones.
Then she
Yeah,
made
but-
a Italian wedding soup.
Yeah.
That come out really good.
Yeah.
You know, so every one of us have talents.
Yes.
You know.
And, but if it stays cool, I'm gonna bring you guys some what they call pinwheels. My grandmother used to make these, and my mother made them. It's called pinwheels. It's dough with cinnamon and sugar
Oh,
on
my
it.
mother used to
And
make
then-
that.
Put a little bit of butter. You rinse them off
yeah.
with butter and cook them, and they're like a little cookie.
Yeah, those are. Oh, my mom
Yeah,
used to make
my
those
mother
when we
used
were
to make
kids.
them all
yeah.
the time for us.
Is that the iron? Has the pinwheel iron? You dip it in the batter and then you dip it in the.
No. These are out of you make your batter and then you put your cinnamon and sugar and then you just, like maybe a quarter of an inch on, and then you roll them up,
Oh, okay.
then cook them. They're like
Yes.
a little cookie.
Yes. Yeah. My
They're like a
great grandmother
little
used to
cinnamon
make
cookie.
those. Yeah.
Folks, if you have any questions for our young man here,
Brant.
Brant, here, give us a call at 641-3091. Let me remember this right.
And even then, half the time he doesn't remember. So.
No, even then I don't. But if you have any calls you want to ask him about, you do mediumship, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you use tarot cards or do you use?
I do tarot cards. I've been studying with Anne, hence
we know
very
Anne.
fabulous. She's got such a way with the cards. They almost move for her. They're always very amazed at some of the stuff that she's able to do when I see her work.
You know, we've had a lot of tarot card readers on here. A lot of the ones that I've had do general reading, on what they actually see. They don't really do a specific reading on a person, and this is really very annoying to me.
Oh, I guess everybody does it a different way. Usually, when I'm working with a client, today I had one. We kind of set the intention on the cards of what is it that we want to try and find out here. I usually like to do a 3-card spread at first, kind of just get a general feeling, and then kind of tune in really what the specific is, and then I kind of lead with whatever feels right for the next type of spread to follow with it. It works out well for me.
I was actually watching you,
Nice.
and when you were at Don Drew's event,
Yes.
I was really watching how you were doing your reading, and I have to say I was greatly impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Because I also saw the smile that you had with the people and how you
47.
learned how to make them more relaxed.
I have a hard time seeing.
And I
Eyes are
think-
bad lately.
And I think that's a good compliment to your reading, and I think, because one thing that we really have to understand with people, we have to make them feel comfortable.
Right.
Okay. I've had people come in and, oh, I'm very nervous, and I don't know what you're going to say. Or I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to say until I get into it.
Yeah, this is, we just let
When
spirit
they've never
guide
been
the
there
show.
before. I had one lady tell me, I don't want to hear anything bad. I said, you know what? You came to the wrong person.
Well, we're supposed to be giving them opportunity, hope,
Right.
positive direction, you know, or at least
Yeah.
options for them. Like anything, there's always going to be yin with the yang. There's always going to be the good with the bad. It's always making people realize that they do have the options and that it's going to balance itself out.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember sometimes.
Yeah.
When
Right,
everything's
And so I
dark.
tell her, I said, well, whenever it comes up bad, when I know someone can't handle a lot of anything that's going to be bad, then I try to go around it to find a way to make it work for them.
Yeah,
Because I think this is what we have to do.
rephrase it in a
Because
way.
I don't want to scare the hell out of them. You know, I don't want to. Oh my God, he's going to run out the door
Right.
and like that. You know, and then I have some people. No, two things I don't do. If they're intoxicated, I will not read them.
Right.
Okay, and if they're on, and this sounds cruel, folks, and listen to the way I'm saying before you judge me. If someone is on state welfare with what are the AFDC, what do they call aid to dependent children or whatever, I will not charge them. However, because I don't, and the reason being is, it is your tax dollars that are paying for the children to be taken care of. So I will give you a free reading, or I expect something like maybe
Some sort of
some
energy
sort of
exchange.
exchange, okay? But I don't feel right doing it if someone's on, that way supporting someone on state welfare, because it should be going to the children. Or if someone has a mental, challenge, then I have a hard time with that as well.
Yep.
I have my code of ethics tonight, even though I'm pretty friendly, and of course they never know that I'm gay, right?
Never.
Never.
No one
Never.
would ever,
You know.
right?
You would never know.
No.
No, sir.
And like you just said, we're never going to please everybody.
Right.
And would I like a perfect record? I don't know. Because then that builds up. If you have a perfect record, then that kind of builds up your ego, and I don't want to go back to that path again.
Well, then what are you learning then?
That's what I'm saying. I love it when some people say, "Oh, I know all there is to know," then you've actually learned nothing.
I've never actually heard anyone say that, but yeah, we both really agree that you can never stop learning,
Right.
ever.
I had a lady that came on just before you came in, and she was sitting there, and I said, "I know this." "Oh, okay. Then why are you here?" "Oh, I know that." "Oh, okay." No. I said, "So what? So are you telling me that you don't need to know and learn anything?" "Oh, no, I need to know. I have it all. I know everything there is to know." And then I looked at her and I said, "Lady, you got one of the rudest awakenings ever coming to you. And I hope there is somebody there to help you pick up the pieces. Because I've been there, I've had it, I thought I knew it all, and I lost everything and all. And had to and even today, I will never tell you I know it all.
Right.
And
It's impossible.
It's too much.
Right?
Yeah.
It's impossible. I mean, everything's always changing and evolving and growing, and it's no way you can know it.
And there's a whole different dimension that's on the other side there. Wait, how do we know our brains are even possible to even understand any of that?
Exactly.
I know. And have you guys read the book Journey of Souls by Michael Newton? I think it is.
I haven't read it,
No,
but
I
I
don't
know.
So I was raised Catholic, and I think most of us, are always in a recovering
was too.
Catholic type state. I went to Catholic school. I had my first grade teacher, still a friend of the family. I remember her telling in first grade one time, she's like, "Oh yes, and then when Jesus died, and we all go to heaven, and we all live happily ever after, and everything's just like it was." And I was just like, "No, it wasn't." She's like, "In this school, young man, yes, it is." But when I was reading the book, it was like I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see when she's in the bed? She's just reading the book. She's like screaming, "Ah!"
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I was reading the book, with Journey of Souls, and I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my god! Like this is what I've always thought, and it always felt." So that one actually really resonated with me, and it was an amazing experience to find that there are other people that are experiencing stuff that I've always inherently felt was right or known, but we're never taught that.
Right.
And until we get those opportunities, there's so much we're not awakened to. if that's just the tip of the iceberg. Who knows whatever else that's not in those books that
Right.
could be
You,
there.
you know what always been one of my biggest fears? Because, like, when I do readings or I do, like, and I tell how long they're going to live or whatever and all that stuff, but my biggest fear is when we do mediumship work and we come in, I actually won't see the skeleton images, I'll get what they look like or whatever, and we'll tell them that, you know how we always say the world is better on the other side? What if we were wrong?
Let's hope not.
No, but you know what I'm saying? That's
Well-
always been my fear.
But see, I think that's all it is. It's a fear trying to
Yeah.
keep you derailed.
Yeah. You know,
Because I think we all know deep down inside that
what we're doing is the right thing.
that it's
But you know,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's,
I think it's just different.
It's
You know,
different.
and I think, and Janet O'Havoc said this. How do we know there's roses on the other side in
Right.
the spirit world? Like, how do we actually know that there's it? There might be some different type of something called a flower, but we're never going to be able to maybe smell it like we do here, you know, on Earth.
I smell roses ever so often, and I know it's my mother.
Right. But that's your mother bringing that as evidence. But
Yeah.
if we're in the spirit world, how do we know that when we're spirits we can actually smell a
Yeah.
rose? We know what it's
Yeah.
like as a memory.
Right, as a
But
coffee,
could
yeah.
we smell a rose? Does a rose actually
yeah,
exist
see,
in
that's
the
what
spirit
I'm
world?
saying. You know,
You know what I
agree
mean?
with you. Yeah.
So if we're actually, you know, I forgot where I was going with this, but if we were on the other side, maybe we come back to Earth because we want to experience like physical things again. We want to smell, taste. This is maybe fun for us as spirits.
Right.
We don't know the answers to that.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, though. I think we come here because when we're on the other side, as everybody calls it, everything's energy.
Right.
Here, everything is still energy, but we live in this constructed matrix.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to feel, we get to touch, we get to do things that you can't do.
They
Wait.
vibrate at a
Yeah.
lower
Yeah, I
resonating
always know when
frequency.
Addie's around, I smell her perfume when she's around. And they'll say, "Hi, Addie." You know, I already know when she's around, I smell her perfume. My mother was known for her toast, coffee. You could smell coffee and toast. And when you smell rose, and they'll say, "Ah, that's you, Ma."
I gotta tell you, you know how? Remember when Amy connected with my father for me?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah, it was Amy.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, the other day, I have never I was never that close to my father. I really didn't know him. You know what I mean? And he came through with Amy, and then if I get emotional, I apologize. But he came the other day, about a week ago. I wasn't stoned, so I don't know. But he gave me I could feel the biggest hug that he ever gave to me. You know, and I'm sorry, but
What a
And-
blessing.
you know, and what it was such a it was such a blessing to know that he, of all people that have forgiven me or we have forgiven him, that it was such a blessing to have him. You know how you can feel when they wrap you, and this is what happened, and I will always remember that. And I'll be part of my book. It would be ready. You know, so
That's beautiful.
folks, spirits do come. You can doubt the spirits. That's all up to you. You know, you can say there's no such thing as spirits, but I know better. And I also know Hattie said hi to you. You know.
Hello, Addie.
She wants you to
I
make
know
that
she's always
Portuguese
written.
stew that you make.
The what?
That stew that you make.
Oh, okay.
You know. But I truly believe that the spirits do come. Like your mother's around you all the time.
All the time. All the time.
And I got to tell you once again, she is so proud of you.
Mm.
You've never been a bad boy.
No, I wasn't.
You've always been Mr. Goody Two Shoes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But it works for you, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. You know, I have to say, I don't have a lot of regrets. I really don't. I think some of my friends may have more regrets than I do. I've always gone with whatever felt right, and I think that's always led me in the right direction.
Well, the way and that with me as well is that, do I have regrets for what I've done? No, because everything I've done is for the learning experience. I mean, I never killed anybody.
That you know of.
That I'm aware of, that's true. Or I've never hurt. If I've heard, I've always made amends for what I've ever, if I've hurt people or whatever. And I used to be good at, when I was in my drinking days, going to the churches and bumming money. And then and I went secretly back to all these different churches and put it back into their till, you know, because I didn't want. It's embarrassing to go and tell, well, I did this and I did, you know, except for one minister. His name was Reverend. Reverend Reverend. I always remember. If there is a truly a strong man, this man was truly a strong man of God. He not only walked, acted it. He was a how do I describe it? He never thought he was better than anybody else. With a lot of the pastors do, with a lot of them, he was a people person. And when he spoke to you, but boy, when he spoke to you, he was upset with you. I just, he reminded me of a school teacher. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of events. So you got a pretty busy schedule.
A little bit. I'm trying to build it up a little bit.
It takes years. And mine is finally. I've been doing this for 17 years. My TV show, and I can't picture anything else. I like doing it once a week. I look forward to it, but I am going to surprise Lori, and she's going to take this show until Scott gets it when I'm going away.
Sure.
But it has to be. And and then I met another friend that Kate now, as you know, when these Nuisance and Bossy, okay, they had called me because I have a friend that you met, Kate.
Yes.
And she's kind of a bossy, and I call her Nuisance at times because she's kind of bossy. We do it in love. We've known each other for a long period of time. And we are working on a foundation. Mary, you'll want to join our board if you'd like to. It's called Healing for the Number 4 Healthy Paws. What that is, like if you have a dog or a cat and you can't afford to pay the vet bill, we'll pay for it.
That's really nice.
So this is why we're getting all these events going. The red tape you have to go through to become nonprofit is unbelievable.
Really?
But that's so everybody can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if everybody became nonprofit, then...
Yeah. But you know what? It'll be worth it in the end. And then you got to go through the state. I think you have to go through the city, too. I have to check on that. And we had at the Gauchos, we did very well. I thought $205 for our first event. Because that pays for like the phone and all that other stuff to pay for the, you have to pay IRS X amount of dollars to get going, and then you got to pay the state. Everybody wants their share.
Of course they do.
But it's worth it in the end.
Good. It is. I mean, their pets are family members too.
Absolutely.
I love communicating with the pets that have crossed over. I think it's so awesome. When I communicate with someone who has passed over, like your mom or whatever, I always look at it as an honor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take it for granted.
Absolutely.
And I think you're probably the same way. Once we take it, I can talk to this one and I can talk to that one, we can lose it all.
Right.
Yep. Spirit can say not anymore.
Right.
And Mary, one thing I'm looking about you is your second gift is cooking.
Like the other night, I recognized the voice, but I didn't. This voice comes to me ever so often, and they'll say, "Hey, Mary," and they'll come right. I'll just turn around. It seems like it's on my left side, and I'll just turn around and get ready, turn off the TV, go to sleep, and next thing I hear, "Hi, Mary," and I'll say hi. But there's one that comes to me. He sounds angry when he does it. He sounds angry. He'll say, "Mary."
Then you need to get rid of that spirit.
And I'll say, go to blazes, go back where you come from. Leave me the heck alone. Go back. But I see Giorgio. Addie's cat is her Maine Coon.
That loud voice that you hear from the male, I want you to see if you can agree with you. That's a spirit that's in that building, okay? And try to get your attention, but he's not a good person, so you really just have to tell him he needs to go. You don't need him
Yeah, I
around
can tell him that, but it keeps coming back every so often. It's ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly voice. But the other one, it's just says, "Hi, Mary."
The one that says "Hi, Mary" is someone that is a friend of yours that has passed. But the one with a deep voice is someone that you don't want around you. You really need to get rid of that one.
Yeah, because I keep telling him, go to heck, go to...
One of the things that I do know, in my own experience, and I don't know, demand them to give you their name.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Say that again.
When you have if it's a negative energy,
yeah,
and you're not sure it's angry or whatever, demand that they give you their name.
Oh, okay. Because the other voice, I kind of, it sounded like a woman, and it did sound like a woman. The one that said, "Hi, Mary."
Never deal with negative entities.
Well, is it not? Is it,
You
well,
know,
I guess.
but if I don't know, right? No,
Yeah.
I think that's a great
Yeah.
technique to do, because then you're putting them on the spot.
Yeah, and you know.
You're not
because-
being afraid.
No.
You're you know.
And when they're like, and I don't want to use the word layman, but when you're like a layman like Mary is still learning, and you and I are still learning, but don't ever be afraid to say, to tell, okay, if you are a friend of mine, present yourself, tell me what your name is. And that way, so you put them on the spot,
Okay.
and they can't, they're either going to give you a false name or whatever. And then you also say, well, I'm going to release you to go back to where you came from. I don't need you around me.
My aunt, my mother's aunt, they used to call her a witch, because she could do cards. She used to do all kind of things. One of my aunts. She did readings. She did everything. My Aunt Mary. I was named after her. My Aunt Mary.
You ever watch that TV show Bewitched?
Yes,
Yes.
I love
I love
that
it.
show.
Do you know? I find it very when they call a male a male a warlock.
Yeah.
That's not true. A
Really?
male, which is a male, a warlock who has betrayed the witches. Look it up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I think when the show was developed,
yeah.
they just didn't
They
know
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I
but,
love
yeah.
it when they have that Ghostbuster TV show, or they have all
Yeah.
these. First of all, I don't like the term ghost. As you know.
Oh, you mean like Ghost Hunters? Is
Ghost
that what you're talking
Hunters,
about? I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that show.
Oh, that movie! Remember that movie Ghostbusters? With Bill Murray
Yeah,
was in it?
Ghostbusters movies.
And all
Yes,
that.
my son can quote every word of every one of them. Probably still.
I don't
today.
like the word ghost. It's too commercial. I prefer to call spirit.
Yep.
Okay, because that's what they are.
That's that Kit Kat commercial. Have you seen it? There's like there are people saying, "Oh, that's like left Twix and right Twix," and it's like that's like calling you a ghost and me a spirit, and they just start
Right.
laughing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's all how they do. The term ghost is all for publicity.
Right.
And they've got it. Well, even as a kid, Casper, the friendly ghost, and like that, But I just find maybe because I'm too in tune with the spiritual world, that I find it very insulting. What the paranormal people that come in, and it's funny. You and I were talking. I have to agree. If people do not know what they're doing, and they go to a paranormal sighting with someone who is a paranormal, I'm afraid for those people.
Right.
I really
right.
am. I think they should be taught. If you come in, or if you're going to go to a session where the paranormals are working, they should have some kind of be told what kind of expectations. Don't just go in there blind.
Because I've gone on ghost hunts with Bruce. Took me to one for my birthday one year, and she did not. I mean, obviously know anything about me, but she did not tell anybody, to protect yourself, to ground yourself, to shield yourself. She didn't give any words of caution to anybody, and luckily it was a place that people have done like 5 bazillion ghost hunts at, so there was no real danger there. But I knew that, but those people didn't. But when you go to some of these sites that are haunted, for lack of a better word, if these laymen that you're bringing in don't know to protect themselves, all number of bad things could happen to them. And you as the psychic or the medium or whoever that brought them there, you're responsible. It's your fault. You put those people in danger.
Right. I guess my show, that show I did, is going to be televised either the end of
Excellent.
September or October.
Excellent.
I did a show on the Learning Channel called Kindred Spirits.
Wow.
And I could see the spirit of the man, and a very angry man. Then I saw the woman, and also when the spirit, like you just said, the spirit grabbed me here, and I'm trying to put the lights, I can't hear you. I said, I gotta force this off, because the spirit was trying to shut me up because I knew too much. And so I finally got on the way, and I said to her, I said, I'm sorry, but the spirit didn't want me to talk, and this is what was going on. And she goes, wow, that was the first. But it does happen. Fears will, and once again, we're not talking just to hear ourselves talk. Well, I like to talk, I'm not some queen bee for nothing, you know what I mean?
But you're an empress now.
Yeah, but when we talk about the spirits, and I've seen a lot, believe me, my years. I've been doing this for a lot of time. I've seen bad spirits, I've seen good spirits, and I've seen spirits that are, and luckily I knew how to ground myself. That's the thing. You have to know how to ground yourself. Or have somebody show you how to ground you. That's the biggest thing. Make sure whenever you go to a place you feel the negative energy, that you know how to ground yourself.
Or just shield yourself.
Right,
Yeah.
protection. You
Yeah.
have to put on protection.
That's the whole thing. After every client, I always remove all the...
Absolutely, you have to after every client.
Do you do that?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I work out of my office and try to do a cleanse, especially with the tarot cards. That's more of a...
I use
shifting of
playing
energy.
cards.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. May I?
Sure. Or I might have someone for you.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
I'm going to let him go first.
All right.
Well, you got some for him. Go ahead. Go for it.
All right. So as we were talking, I kept seeing this man that kept appearing, and there might be two of them. One of them I feels more like a brother that might be in spirit, or a father. Do you have either one in spirit?
None of my brothers. My father.
Your father is. Okay. Does he have an M name by chance?
No.
No? All right. So with the gentleman that's kind of stepping and introducing himself to me and that I feel, he's been gone between 13, 15 years. Is that about right?
That wouldn't be my dad.
But someone else you recognize?
Yeah.
Okay. And this gentleman, I feel like he was probably just a little bit taller than I am. He's either got either a dirty brown or mousy brown hair. I do see him with glasses. Is this making sense for the same individual?
It could be one of my uncles.
Okay. This would be
Wouldn't
this would
be
be
my
you're
dad.
still on your dad's side, so it'd be one of his brothers.
Well, he only has one brother.
Okay. And I also, as I'm working with him here, I keep hearing the word mechanic, so I almost feel like this person would be very either engineered or had his hands on either car parts or airplane. It's definitely some machinery type repair.
Well, my dad used to love to work on cars. He would be like, oh, my car's broke down. He'd look at it and just go, oh, it's all better now. Yeah,
Okay.
right?
And
It was weird. He could just look at it and fix it. It was,
your dad was a younger passing, yes?
He was in his late 70s.
Late 70s? Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I get in the number 53, and if that's not his age, then it's a representative of something else. So just hold on to that. We're going to ask him to clarify that.
Okay.
So the other things that I'm kind of getting with him, your mother's still here, yes?
Yes.
And they were still very close. This was... No? So there was distance with them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's something that he's making reference to here. I almost sense with him that there is a... All right, maybe because I'm looking at the cats and dogs. They fought like cats and dogs?
No, they just stayed away from each other.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly.
And
That sounds like my parents.
It might be your parents that he's describing.
my parents.
Yeah, there
Really?
you go.
Okay.
And he described the glasses.
Oh, say your parents.
Oh.
You see, like he's getting my father in there.
Oh,
right.
That's
could
what
very
my
well
father
be.
looked like.
Well,
Yeah.
then if this isn't resonating with you, let's try focusing with you. So, just to review, you could take an M name, about the age of 53, gentleman that would have glasses, mousy brown hair. You can take all of that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said you wouldn't. Sorry. I keep hearing the name Mike. No?
Mike, I got a cousin.
You got a cousin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a cousin named Mike.
Okay. And your father, he was also into mechanical things?
He was a mechanic.
He was a mechanic?
He was a mechanic.
Okay. So even as we kind of tune in here a little bit, I also said with Lori that he had predeceased at a younger age, yes?
No, he was in his 70s.
He was also in his
Yeah,
70s.
yeah.
Okay.
Early 70s.
All right. And with this gentleman, I also feel like he was a very affectionate father. Yes? No? I feel with him that there was...
There's somebody else.
I sense with this gentleman that he had a tone with him, but I feel like there was some sort of a positive aspect with him. I also sense with him that he also either had a love for farming or gardening, and he also spent a lot of time out and tending in his vegetables. I feel like with his tomatoes, like these were prime. He said, I could bring these to the Topsfield Fair and I could win every single time. He did. Perfect. And I also sense with him as we're kind of talking here, he always said that he wanted more out of his life. Like he had bigger plans than what he actually ended up doing. I almost feel like he wanted to either travel to see more of the world, or even just get out to different countries.
Yeah, we did go to Canada every year.
Okay. And so does Niagara Falls then make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And I also sense that he also had it really in tune with nature. Like I felt like he would love to go camping, and hunting would be very big with him. Perfect.
Yeah.
What I feel like brings him here, he's really just wants to acknowledge. There's a little bit of an apology. He's saying I probably could have been a better father. I was a bit selfish at times, but at the same point, he's a little unapologetic for what it is he had to do, what he needed to do to make everyone to survive, to provide for his family. And if was he also into baseball?
Yeah, he was into everything.
He was into everything.
That's why I get it
you're wearing Red Sox.
Yeah.
He's. I feel like with him, like he might have even like either done like played like with a local team or a local. He did.
He did.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But with him, I really just he just really wants to give you an apology that he could have been a better father, and that he just really wants to leave you with the love and light of his blessings.
Yeah, he taught me how to work on cars. What I learned about cars, he taught me.
Oh, that's awesome.
He taught me about cars.
She put a muffler on my car. I wasn't going to get dirty.
Yeah, whatever I know about cars, I can say thank you. Yeah, I was even learning how to weld.
Very cool.
With him. So, yeah. When you were saying that, I said, oh my God, you're talking about my father.
You did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Again, partnership. Couldn't I just do it?
Yeah.
But I could.
See, this is it. When people, that's what I like about you. When we start taking credit for everything, I had a woman on that says, I heal people. I go, no, I said, you cannot go and say you heal people. You can say you're a tool that helps to heal. Right. Because to me, when you say you're helping, you heal somebody, you're leaving yourself wide open for a lawsuit. Now you'll shuffle these for me.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll tell you got to leave, Mary. 10 minutes out there.
Yeah, I gotta
like
leave.
those. You leave it now?
Yeah.
Well, folks, let's all say goodbye to Mary. And Mary, thank you for coming on at
Bye,
the
everybody.
last minute.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, Mary.
You
Pleasure.
got my card. Anytime you want to come on, give me a call.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Alrighty.
And we'll give you a call and come on with Lori. How's that?
Alrighty. Yeah,
All right.
I want to get you guys on.
All right. Half hour goes
you
by
guys on.
fast.
Alrighty. Catch
All right.
you later. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you, Mary.
Mary.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Now I'm going to have you spread them around. You're going to go any way you want. Now I'm going to want you, I don't want to know about it, but I want you to think about something that you want for you. It's okay to be selfish.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to know.
Okay.
Okay. Are you all set?
I think so.
In time, it will all show.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I want you to take out 5 cards. Don't look at them. Thank you. I don't know if you can get them close up or not. Arms, legs, torso.
Okay.
Okay. One of the things I'm seeing that you have, your journey in the world that you're in and that you have been in has been kind of confusing, but you're starting to get better. Okay. One thing I'm also looking at, financially, don't worry, you're going to be okay. Okay. And I also will tell you that that family, your family life is going to improve. Are you in a relationship right
No.
now? Are you ready for one?
I'm open to one.
Okay, because I do see it coming in, but it's going to be someone that you would least expect to meet. Okay, you two are going to learn together how to grow in that spiritual way. Okay, it's okay to share your teaching. Don't be afraid to teach other people what you have learned.
I don't really feel a calling to be a teacher. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. I've
Well,
got a couple
no.
people tell me that.
What I'm talking about when talking like this, you and I talk now. Believe it or not, I learned a lot from you today.
Well, I thank you.
Didn't you?
Yeah, that's what Norm's talking about.
That's what I'm
Not
talking about,
necessarily
too.
that
Not
you're setting
classes.
up classes,
Yeah.
but
But just
sharing.
what we're sharing today. I learned a couple of new things. I'll go home and I'll think about it. Believe it or not, because you know what they say. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't buy that fallacy at all. But I will also tell you that you said your dad is still alive.
No, he's passed.
Oh, he's bad. Who's the gentleman that's not doing well?
Don't know of any.
Okay, you'll maybe getting a phone call to get a message out of somebody.
Okay.
So, and I'm not going to tell you it's going to happen right away. People think that once we tell somebody something,
Right.
oh my God, it hasn't happened yet.
It's going to happen in the
Yeah.
next hour.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also will tell you that there's a person that's coming into your life that wants to make amends with you. Do it, show it right here. And you also, I definitely see there's someone in your family, or it could be an uncle, or it could be whatever, who's
Feels
not
older.
doing well, a lot older gentleman. And he wants to come and make amends with you because his life on this earth is not a long time.
Mhm.
Okay? And I'm not going to take it because I don't know who it is, but I will be honest with you. It will be someone that you will know. It'll be someone that you would never even expected that would want to make amends with you, because usually you're not a big social butterfly.
No.
No. Oh God, having so much fun. But whatever works for you is what has to work for you. You have an employer. Are you more like your own boss where you work?
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Do you work out of your house at all?
I am now.
Okay, because you're going to be doing a lot more. But my concern would be I don't want to see you become introverted.
Right. Well, I'm already kind of introverted.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to see. That's what I'm saying. I don't, because if you become too introverted, you're going to forget what you're supposed to be doing, even spiritually. You'll be a lot easier. Oh, come to my office, but you need to get out. Like you're doing now, going to these different events.
Right.
Don't block your door. Go out. Go out, okay? When I told you I saw you do it in England, I'm going to tell you again. You may not believe it right now, and I'm not telling you to, and I'm not asking you to. But I'm looking at between 3 and 4 years, you're going to be given a lecture in England.
Hmm.
Okay. That's why I'm suggesting that you get your passport renewed.
I will do that.
Okay. You have a dog?
No.
You ready for one?
No. No.
Because I see one coming to you, but it's up to you to say yes or no. Remember, I can tell you what's happening.
Right.
That's all you. That's what free will. The next 3 years are going to be okay for you. They're going to be financially. I said okay. In other words, you're not going to have a lot of billions of dollars. I don't see you falling back, but I still see you still learning what life is all about as far as the spiritual world goes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you really are getting quite bored with the corporate world.
That's very, very accurate.
Because there's no challenge there anymore.
Right.
I was listening to you at Don Drew's event. You were almost said, "Here we go." You know what I'm saying? But yet you have a good presentation. Even though it may be, here we go again, but you're so kind to the person who needs your help.
I mean, people are coming to you for healing and guidance.
No, I'm talking about your work,
Oh.
the IP.
IT.
The IT or whatever they call it, But you still have such a great attitude with them. You are very highly respected in the community and the workforce that you do.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, they may not because they're self-centered, a bunch of them, but I don't see you as a self-centered person.
No. No. Reserved, yes. Self-centered, no.
Okay, you could be, but you're not allowing yourself to, which is a plus. Are you a winner every day?
Am I what?
A winner?
Like as in like, how do you think? How do I perceive myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm very blessed. I think more than a winner, I'm very blessed in a lot of different ways, and I'm very thankful for that.
You know, when I always tell people when I see them down front, they look in the mirror and say, "You know what? My name is." Oh, don't tell me. Brant.
Brant.
I got it almost right. Brant, and I am a winner today. And I really truly believe. And one thing I always like telling people too: I am beautiful inside, I am beautiful outside, and I love me for who I am. Not what I am, but who I am. Of course, I know I'm the most gorgeous person. Go and ask me, and I'm going to tell you. You know. But I don't feel like that when I get home. You know, whenever, one thing I am going to applaud you on, whenever you've had a bad day, but yet you have a client that comes in, you switch it around.
That's, and it's tough. Usually it's tough for me because if I'm usually having a bad day, it carries into everything that I do. But that is one of the areas where I found it's like, all right, I got a client in, but when that happens, I'm out of the way. And that's when I know that that spirit's really doing the work, and it's not me.
Yeah.
And that helps me. That actually helps heal me because that happened the other day.
Because that's like when I could have a bad day at home, and then when I come do my TV show, then I could switch it all around. You know, like when the former host I had, I was at the point where I really don't want to do it, but my spirit says you cannot give up. And then if I hadn't gave up, I wouldn't have had the pleasure of having Lori as my co-host. I don't want to tell her. I don't want to get her.
Oh, you just know that I'll kick you under the table if you're not nice.
Yeah.
That's what he tells everybody. So,
yeah. Well,
so if he jumps on the
eye. But actually, I want you to really know this. You're already in it. This is your year. This is your year for success spiritually. This is your year for growth. I'm not going to tell you you're not going to have setbacks because you will. Okay. If anybody thinks they don't, then you know what? We're in the wrong profession. You know. When I see miracles.
We have a caller.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, Laurie. I had to say hello.
Oh, okay.
You're too funny.
Okay. Hey, Mary, it's great having you on the show.
You too, and thank you. Remember, you guys are going to come on my show.
We will.
Gotta get you guys
We
on.
will have to work it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Okay?
All righty.
Thanks,
See you guys
Maria.
later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye. That's too funny.
Yeah, she's awesome. One of our biggest supporters.
Oh, absolutely.
One of the things that I will tell you all. Do you want a different company to work for?
Looking at it as a potential, yes.
Because there is another very good potential. Don't be afraid of changes.
I also know a headhunter.
I'm sorry?
I told him I also know a headhunter. So see, I can hook him right
Yeah.
up. I know a matchmaker and a headhunter.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I know a headhunter too. So there we go. But I do see a different change in jobbing with you. And the thing is you're not going to be able to work out of your house as much as you would like to. But the money is going to be okay.
Okay.
You own your own house?
Well, the bank technically owns
you know
it,
what
but
I mean. But, yeah. But I don't see, you're not going to lose anything.
good.
You have a cat?
Not anymore, no.
The cat passed?
Yes, a year after mom.
Okay. And you know it's with your mother, right?
Oh, yeah, no question.
Okay. Your mother's sending you another cat.
Been talking about it. I actually went to go see another cat, but cat didn't choose me, so.
No. Go to I always say tell people, you don't have to go and buy them.
No,
Go to the
no.
Manchester, animal shelter. I can't blame the animals for what the staff.
No,
do,
but
you know.
any shelter.
Any
There's
shelter,
so
go
many
to any
quality
shelter
shelters around here.
and you'll find the right one.
Right, and I always said the cat has to actually choose me,
Yeah.
and that's it. Just hasn't happened yet, so it's open if it happens.
We have a cat we call Big Boy who chose us. That actually chose Scott.
Yeah.
And then I have another called Angel that actually my dog found the cat we picked it up. I didn't think it was going to make it. And let me tell you, and that it chose Scott too. And Scott lays in his bed, the cat lays right on top of it. The other one lays down there, and they're all happy. The cats like me.
Yeah.
But my dog is more mine.
Yeah.
You got 3 big decisions coming up in a very short time. Okay, couple will just be spontaneous at, and one of them I would have to take a way out.
Okay.
You don't want to sell your house, right?
No.
Was that you and your mother's house at one time?
No.
Oh,
No.
Just you bought it.
Yeah, my grandmother's still living in the house that my mother grew in. But I actually have a condo, which is up for debate.
I see you selling that.
Yeah, I'm feeling like that's the right way.
And I would wait like 6 months to a year, though, because you're not in it to lose money, right?
I'm putting it out to Spirit as far as whatever Spirit thinks I need. If I need a tenant, Spirit will provide a tenant.
Well, that's what
I
I'm
need
telling
to
you.
sell
That's
it.
why I said, yeah.
They'll sell it.
What the Spirit is telling you through me is if you to rent it out with the option to buy.
Yep.
Okay. Because I do see a young couple there, and they're very good tenants, okay? And they will meet your price. Okay.
Good to hear.
What I also will tell you is they'll use the money that you can use the money that they pay for rent as a down payment on the condo. Okay. It's a pretty nice condo.
It is. I was there for 7 years.
Okay. It's a pretty good neighborhood.
It is.
And that's the important. Today, believe it or not, the neighborhood is what really counts today. You know, because over by where I live, our houses have depreciated because of the park and the people that hang around the park. You know, and which is sad, but it does happen that way. One thing I'm also telling you that you need to start writing your journal about what you're doing when you're spiritual work.
I know. I've been told that a couple of times. It's a work in progress.
I can't. I have no room to talk. I have someone that tells me when you're going to start your book. I won't mention her name, but she said beside me. But I have started it, so I got the first 3 lines. That's the beginning.
I can't say anything. I got 20 pages into my new book and haven't touched it since.
You are very skeptical of relationships. You're very sensitive.
I wouldn't say skeptical, and I'm less sensitive now than I used to be. I used to be very...
Okay, so that's what I'm looking at, the past, okay?
Yeah.
Because I do see you having a relationship that's going to be very meaningful, and it's going to be in the same type of world that you are in, the spiritual world. And like I said, you two will be good for each other, okay? I definitely see you doing a lot of traveling coming down the seacoast. Not so much for meetings or stuff like that, but a lot of exploration on your own part, like going to the old history sites, like the Confederate sites, and and all this other stuff. Are you into history at all?
No, I was my worst subject.
Wow.
Miss Deschamps would hit me with a ruler if I didn't know all the states of all 50 states and their capitals.
Oh, welcome to the club. I used to get hit in the head with a piece of chalk, and they never missed. But this is more for, I'm going to call it more for, I hate to use the word, I'll use it, ghostly experiences.
I need to do that.
Okay, this is where you're going to travel through spiritually, or you're going to be visiting the different places. Okay, but one thing I do love, you're also going to be around till you're 110 years old.
Oh, I don't know if I want to be around that long.
And you'll be very natural when it happens.
It'll be what?
It'll be a very natural sleep when it happens. The house that you're living in, you said your grandmother lives in it too?
No, that's mine. My grandmother still has her house. She used to live in the house she built with my grandfather.
Oh, your grandmother's still alive?
She's still alive. 86.
That's for her. She's going to be dead until 93.
Yeah, that's what we kind of
At
figured.
least.
She's pretty spry, isn't she?
She is for 86. She's very. She actually comes to a couple of the demonstrations, a couple of the shows. Everybody loves her. It's like, oh, when you're bringing her back.
The next time I have a show, when you come back, and I do want, bring her with you. Let that she's right there with you. How's that?
All right.
She's very proud of you.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I want you to know that. Now, is this your mother's mother?
This is my mother's mother.
Okay. Your mother's saying your mother's not giving her as much credit for her helping her as she is helping you. And I feel that she helps your mother a lot.
My grandmother.
Yeah.
I guess I'm sorry, I don't quite understand.
Okay, in other words, your grandmother will spend a lot of time with you, like in the spiritual world or whatever you communicate through spirituality.
Yep.
And your mother never got that, she said.
I don't know. My mother was.
But that,
I think. I don't know.
They were too much alike. Okay.
They were very close. My mother
they
and
were
my
close
grandmother
in that respect, but that spirituality wasn't a big difference. But she's glad that your grandmother is teaching you how to do a lot of different things.
I'm more teaching my grandmother.
Well,
I think you're helping your grandmother remember. There's a difference.
Right, that's okay. The things that gifts that she had.
Yeah.
And She wants to see you. How often do you see your grandmother?
Weekly, every Sunday.
Okay, because she wants to see you more.
'Cause
If
you're
she
her
could,
boy.
you'd be her baby boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely her boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, my mother was actually working a lot, and my grandmother's really, between the two of them, they're the ones I can say my parents. My mother, and my grandmother, the ones that raised me.
Right.
When was your dad all of a sudden?
They divorced when I was like 4.
I wonder when they're together.
Huh?
They're together.
Well, I think that's why he said he was surprised when you said that earlier.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've they've connected,
Yeah.
but they're not so much.
They're more compatible now in the spiritual world than they were here.
Yeah, they're if two completely different people, And it's funny. There's a story. I actually met the woman that my father had either left my mother for, or she left him at the altar, and then he met my mother. So it was really kind of a weird story. And then I can't even. It's just too much weird to go into, but
Now,
it's kind of funny.
Is your brother older than you?
Mm-mm.
So he's the baby in the family.
Yep.
It's just the two of you, right?
Yep.
Okay. He doesn't understand. I mean, and I think you agree with what you're doing, but he respects you for what you're doing.
I don't even know if he knows what I'm doing
Trust
as
me,
much
they
with
know.
this.
Okay, they don't talk about it when they still know. He's waiting for you to tell him what you do, and he'll respect you for it.
Well, I think he's aware, but I just don't think he knows, like, to the extent of how much I've developed with
Right.
it.
Right.
One thing I would not ever recommend that you do a reading on him.
I'm sorry?
I would never recommend that you do a reading
No,
on him.
no.
I
I have no
and the reason,
intentions.
I don't recommend anybody doing readings on their family members.
Or
Well,
your close friend.
And it's
Oh, yeah,
but it's
boy,
difficult.
but
I mean,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
vibrating at similar frequencies. It's
And like
you
I
want to
tried
talk to
doing
the
it,
same people.
My son and daughter-in-law were having a marital problem. I kept shifting the cards, and I went to see all of it. I wasn't being very fair to one of them. But it all turned out in the end, they just celebrated 25 years, so I'm happy for them.
Congratulations.
And then my granddaughter, who we didn't think, you've heard the story, she would never go to school. And I didn't think she was going to graduate because she got 4 notices that, but she did it. She brought it up from flunking to a D. In a
Oh, that's
month.
awesome.
She's one of these people who can look at a
We
book.
have another call.
Okay.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, I was just wondering if I could speak to Noam.
I'm right here.
Hi, Noam. My name is Pat, and I had an experience the other day, and you just mentioned a ghostly experience. And the people I told, they kind of looked at me strange. I had not finished emptying the dishwasher. I left the silverware in there, and I went out to have supper. I came back, and the silverware was put away.
Oh, I believe that. No, ever doubt that the spirit was trying to give you a lending hand. And it was a male spirit, actually.
What's that?
It was like a male spirit that was helping you with put the dishes away.
You can't pick up who it was?
Did you? I'm looking more like a brother.
Well, I lost my husband last
okay.
year.
Okay, then that's what. Were you close? Were you very close?
Very close.
Okay, then that's what. I knew it was a family member, like a brother or whatever. No, but he also that was his side to let you know everything's okay. He wants you to stop staying home. He wants you to go out more.
I'd like to. I don't know. I just gotta make some new friends, to go out with.
Well, you know what? What you need to do is come to one of our events. We'll help you make friends. One of the things I want to tell you. What's her name? Pat. Pat. One of the things I want you to understand is that he's very happy where he's at. Okay. He's keeping an eye on whatever you do, though. He's going to make sure that you don't get yourself in trouble.
Okay.
Okay. And he also wants you to know that he loves you very much.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah.
How long were you married?
25 years.
Okay. Do you have a message for him? Hang on, I got another meeting. Hang on a minute.
The only thing that your husband, he passed suddenly, correct?
He passed away last year. Yes.
But it was sudden, right? It wasn't a long-term illness. This was sudden. That was something that was quick, correct?
No, he was sick quite a while.
He was?
Yeah, he didn't have good health for a long time.
Okay.
He had sugar problems?
He had what?
And he had sugar problems?
Heart problems.
Yeah, I was going to say heart attack is what I felt
that's what we're
with
looking
that.
at. I also see
Yeah.
the cancer grows in the kidney area.
The only thing that I get for this is look for more signs from him. He's going to be doing a little bit more things to keep you aware. And those nights where you almost feel like there's a brush against your shoulder while you're lying in bed, that is him just giving you comfort and to trust that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Was it-
feel his presence. I
all
really
the time.
do.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, good. Was he a cigarette
Yeah.
smoker? Was he a smoker of cigarettes?
No, he never smoked. He never smoked.
Who's around you that had passed? I keep smelling cigarette smoke.
I don't know. Nobody in my family smokes.
Did your dad smoke?
My dad did, yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm smelling then, okay? Because you have a lot of protection around you. I mean, a lot of protection. You were a person who was always taking care of other people. Now it's okay for you to let the spirits and the other people take care of you. You agree with that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's okay to be saying, you know what? It's my turn. I'm Pat, and it's my turn for you people to take care of me.
Right, right.
Okay? You're
Well,
always
I've had
very...
a few other things happen in the house. You know,
Okay, tell me more.
I gotta go. I ask him if I lose something, you gotta help me find it, and he does.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
he always
The reason
does.
why that's why you lose if you that's why he takes it and hides it so you'll ask him to find it.
He wants you to
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
converse
yeah.
with him more.
Yeah.
That's what I get. He wants to. He just wants to talk more.
Yeah.
Like you guys used to talk a lot.
Oh, well, I talk to him every day, just like
Good.
he's just here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
listen,
that's
and-
what he wants.
I talk
That's
to him every day. Like I said, people think I'm crazy,
No.
but I just feel he's close to me.
He
So
is,
I
and that's
tell him if I'm
exactly
going
what he
out
wants.
Or where I'm
Yep.
going, and
That's okay. You know what? If you
That's
didn't
good.
talk to him, believe me, if you did not talk to him, Pat, you would go almost mentally ill. So don't ever stop talking to him. By the way, he wants a roast beef sandwich.
yeah, he loved roast beef. Yes.
Well, okay. What I am going
Yeah,
to
and
re-
yesterday was his birthday, so
Yeah,
it was
there
kind of a
you go.
difficult day for me.
yes.
what I'm going to recommend to you when you get together, you had children?
Yes.
Okay.
Not together though.
No. But when you get a chance to have children have, or friends that have a special dinner, I would recommend that you have a roast beef. A little bit bloody because he likes it, but that's okay. And I would recommend that you make a nice roast beef with the mashed potato and a little bit of gravy and cut the roast beef sandwich in half and put it on a paper plate.
Yeah, for him.
Yep. And what you're actually doing is you're honoring him. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
if that plate sandwich disappeared off that plate while you're there, I'd be running out the door and saying, "What the heck?" But no, seriously, I would add.
Well, this ghostly thing, like I first mentioned,
Yeah.
my daughter believes me, but my grandson just looked at me weird. That can't happen.
Well, how old is he?
The grandson is 20.
Yeah, he's still in the learning stages of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And he also is very gifted as the spiritual world goes on, but when he finds himself, he's going to be okay. By the way, I want you to start using more of your psychic ability that you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Don't be afraid of it. I know it's scary when it first starts out, but don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid. No. Well, I am psychic. I think of something and then it happens, or that has happened to me before. Yes.
Yeah. What
But my husband is happy. You said.
he's very happy.
Absolutely.
He's with his mom and dad. He's with your parents as well.
I mean, he would prefer to be with you. Don't make any mistake of that. But he is good where he is.
Right. If you have any questions, give me a call at my home number, 641-3187.
641-3187.
Right. And just say who
Right.
you are, that I talked to you on the phone, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Don.
Yeah, okay. Do you drive?
I do.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Christ have mercy. You got to be careful backing up,
Yeah.
okay? Can you drive out of your driveway?
I do.
Okay.
I back the car in.
Okay, that I feel better with. But it's something about a shopping center. Double check where you're at because I don't want to see you hit somebody. When the guilt that you would have would be tremendous. So let's be very careful wherever we park that. We can either drive out or a double check. You know, when you're stuck, and I don't want to see that happen. Okay?
Yeah, that's a fear I have.
Yeah. So let's not let it happen. And basically you're a pretty good driver.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope so.
You are. I see you stopping at the red lights, and I see you stopping at this maybe a little bit long at the stop signs, and I see you obeying the laws. You might go 5 miles over, but nothing to worry. What you gotta do, girlfriend, is go, "Hey, I'm driving today. Look at me have a ball." No, keep your hands on the steering wheel. But anyway, I want you to go out more. Do you play bingo?
I do not, no.
Have you ever played bingo?
Oh, once in a while I used to, yes. You think I should go play bingo?
How about you and your husband said that you and your daughter go play a game of bingo. He'll help you win.
Oh, all right.
Isn't
That's a good
cheating?
idea. I'll have to tell him.
Not
He
necessarily.
shared the same birthday
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Well, happy
It's my
birthday.
daughter.
Yeah. Well,
They
go out and
were,
play
they
a
were
game.
very close.
Good, because he wants you two to go out and play a game of bingo and see how you do with it, and he'll help you.
Okay. Yeah. Does he know I'm talking to you?
Absolutely, he's right here. He's right in your living room.
He is. Okay.
He's actually laughing
You're
like
giving
hell
me
to think you're
goosebumps,
calling
Norm.
him.
He's listening.
He's actually laughing. Says, "Yep, I sent you to the right people."
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So your home is 641-3187?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So give
I'll
me a
be in
call.
touch.
We'll talk. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no
bye-bye.
problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. That's the first call in a long time.
Yeah.
Did you bring them in? You did a good job.
I didn't do much on that
Well,
one.
no. Well, a lot of times is when you're put on the spot. A lot of people can't do it spontaneously like
Right.
that, you know. And again, I'm not bragging, but after years of training, 50 years or more, a long time. And there again, I had a very good friend who since her passing, he was a reader. His name was Leonard Virgin. And I asked him when if he was virgin. He got all upset with me. Because we were talking seriously, right? He said, "Someday, you're going to be doing what I'm doing." I go, "Really?" I'm being a drunk, And you know what? To this day, I should say, he's still one of my guides. And actually, I still look at him. He wore these horn-rimmed glasses, really skinny with a big nose. And his wife was very protective of him. This man, I've had some incredible spiritual guys. I know you have too. You're open to them, aren't you?
I'm open to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've.
You have a goat that's one of your spiritual animals?
I'm sorry.
You have a goat.
A goat.
That's
a new one.
spiritual animals.
I know I have a wolf.
Yeah.
And I think I have a tiger as well. But a goat is new to me.
The goat is your protector around when we all have a lot of animal spirits.
Mhm.
You also have a big totem pole behind you.
That I'm not surprised about.
Okay. You have a cougar.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, your husband's a cougar. I got to tell you this story. I really do. I have never
me
met
the
a
cards.
couple. Oh yeah, okay. I have never met a couple that I can honestly say how much they are in love with each other until I met her and her husband. I could see it. I felt it when we got in the car. I felt it when we were talking. He's an amazing, incredible man, and he is so devoted to her and so protected.
He is indeed.
And and I wish there were more. That's part of what love is all about. Don't you agree? I'm very blessed with him. My partner and I were very devoted, very loving on each other, and I know that you're going to have the same type of relationship that we will have. Okay.
Yes.
But you have to be open to it, and especially for someone as temperamental as I am, for my partner to put up with me.
Keep telling him he's a saint.
He is. I woke up one morning, I had a weird dream. You're going to leave me and all that. I'm going on. You ever have a dream that's so real?
Yeah.
I woke up, in, poor guy up. You're going to go, and he just turns over and goes back to sleep.
Because he's smart.
Yeah, he doesn't feed into my negative energy. So I picked my dog, and I hold my dog. And but one of the things I am looking at you, and I'm telling you now that Your spirituality, when you start getting I'm seeing a lot of blossoms around you, like different types of blue, yellow, green blossoms around you, which is a sign that you're going to be very well known. It's going to take another 10 to 15 years. Don't expect you to be well known overnight.
No one ever does.
Yeah, I want you to tell them whatever that is.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but they told me to pull it out.
Okay, that's for you.
Oh.
There's a lot more prosperity coming to you financially.
Cool.
And there's a lot more growth coming to you spiritually.
Sweet. Let's do it.
And you're also going to be opening up your own office away from your house.
No, not in my house.
No, it's going to away from your house.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's
And
bullshit.
that's
Never
gonna
let
be
that happen.
There'll be 200. You know, let me finish with that.
Yeah,
That's right.
sorry.
There'll be 200 people that will want to work with you, but you can't. You have to be a sole practitioner. You're a sole practitioner, right?
I am right now, yes.
And I think that's better for you than work with other people. Because you want to do it your way, not their way.
Well, I don't think that has to be one way or the other.
A lot of them. Okay. But no, I can't come forward to other, like going in and like I'm too Jewish. I count my money this way. I don't like to share it. You know? Except when we do psychic events, right?
Right.
Then we do it. If you're interested, we'll do it October 7th. I told you about that.
Yeah,
I'll send you
you're
another
very
one
generous
back.
with
And we'd
your
love to have you
charities.
come.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to be there.
And that's a 50-50. Okay. And I'll go through the Healing for Healthy Paws.
Very good.
And it's going to be at some church. I don't remember the name.
Unitarian Universalist Church
There
on
we
Union
go.
Street.
Yeah.
That one?
Okay.
Lots of
Yep.
use in that.
Lots of views.
And your friend Chris has been there many times with us. He's always been there. He does well there.
Good.
He really does well. People, did you ever get a back massage yet?
Nope.
Oh
Still
God, he's so.
haven't.
He ever give you one?
No.
No. Oh my God, I didn't have it when he does that.
And he doesn't like to be touched, so that's saying something.
Yeah, and I don't. Do you like to? I really don't. Ugh.
There's some people that are very touchy feeling, and I'm just like,
Oh,
I'm in my own
yeah, I like
bubble.
my own space. You know.
Feel so sad for both of you.
Yeah, but really, when I allowed, and it was the best. You know, I also. Do you do Reiki energy?
I've done Reiki training, but it's
not really your forte.
Yeah, it's not your
no.
calling.
I mean, it's apparently I'm a natural at it, but it's
Yeah.
just not like I don't feel called to it. With this, I felt called to it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's not your calling.
That's like my friend Linda Toronto that we spoke about. We have an agreement. I won't do Reiki energy. She won't do reading. And I took a class with her, and instead of doing it her way, no, I can't do it. So I do it my own way because I don't think there's a right way and a wrong way.
There is no wrong way.
And I don't see
It's
all
intent.
this. Do you see symbols?
Sometimes, yes. I get a lot of messages when I'm doing a session on somebody. Yeah,
Maybe that's what I'm doing, blocking, and don't realize that when I'm doing somebody.
it could be.
Yeah. Okay.
Could be, but there's, we've talked about this 100
Yeah.
times. There's, those teachers that say, oh, you must do your hand positions this way, and you must do this, and you must do that. That's all hogwash.
Really? BS.
Yeah, you do it your way.
We're going to be closing. I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having
Very
me.
nice to
And
meet you.
would
Pleasure to meet
like
you guys, too.
Would you like to come back on again?
Sure, I'd love to.
All
This
right.
is fun.
I think it was fun, and we'll learn more from you and all that. I really did learn a lot from you today. I don't want you to think that we didn't.
Well, I learned from you guys too.
I may
so
not
appreciate
remember
that.
everything until I get home. That's why I smoke one. You don't say, "Oh yeah," But I want. Yeah, everybody knows. That's one thing I
it's
don't
not a
hide
secret.
it. No, it's no secret. I like the idea now. I think it's Pat Hudson that anything less than a half or 3/4 of an ounce is going to be just like a traffic violation or something like that. So that's a good thing.
I don't even think they're not going to do anything if it's less than 3/4 of an ounce.
So I want to thank you for coming in with your website real quick.
www.brantthemedium.com, and I'm also on Facebook. If you do a search for Brant The Medium.
Thank you so much, young
Thank
man.
you.
You
With
too.
pleasure. Thank you so much, Lori. With pleasure.
Yes.
And everybody, see you next week. And remember, every day, you're the winner.